Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are here on the Atlantic in a domination match. I think both of these Tier 7 ships this week have been on the Atlantic. If you haven't watched the Akizuki video yet, no, actually, now that I think about it, it is not on the Atlantic. Never mind. All right, we are here. We are down tier 7s and legendary tiers in a domination match. There are aircraft carriers. So this will be a good test of the Kagero's abilities. I don't know what people think of the Kagero. I think it's a good ship. So we are headed out here, taking a look at the enemy destroyers. They have a Le Fantasque and a Friesland, so I don't want anything to do with either of those. We are using Reizo Tanaka as our commander. You can swap the smokescreen for a torpedo reload booster. If you did that, I would use the base commander in this ship. Normally, I do run the base commander, but this is the best match in terms of XP that I've had in the ship, so that's why you're seeing it. Damage wise, I think my best game is around 168,000 damage with the base commander, so and I'm sure the damage record is much higher than that. You can get insane damage with this ship, so don't uh, don't let anyone tell you this ship can't do work here at Tier 7. All right, it is definitely a contrast to the Akizuki, though. When you watch my Akizuki video on Friday, you're going to see lots of gunboating. This is a sneaky destroyer played either with or without a smokescreen. Just trying to gauge the enemy ships here as we're trying to capture Bravo. And why did I put up a smokescreen? I don't know. I don't know why I put up the smokescreen. There are any planes near me. I didn't even know those torpedoes were headed my way. I guess I just had a feeling and I put up the smokescreen just like I had a feeling and I launched those torpedoes. All right, so we're seconds away from getting this capped out, and there it is. I think we're going to hang out in the smoke a little bit longer because of the carrier aircraft here. We are maneuvering to avoid torpedoes, but unlike the Akizuki, the Kagero doesn't have very good AA, so try not to be seen. It's even more dicey when you're running the base commander on the torpedo reload booster because you don't have any smoke and your detectability is not as good, or concealment is not as good, pardon me. All right, here we're not going to be able to avoid one torpedo, so it takes off about a third of our health. You're just going to have to manage that the rest of the game. All right, so we're moving out of Bravo, headed to Alpha, I think, just because it's over there and it hasn't been capped out yet. Especially when you're down tier, my goal in this match is to do the little things in order to help my team win. Obviously, I'm not going to be gunfighting the Friesland or the Le Fantastique in any successful measure. So we are counting on our concealment and our torpedoes to do the work for us. Trying to spot, I think it is the Friesland, and not having any success there. So I've already, never mind, it's the Le Fantasque. Friesland is over by Delta. He just killed our Fletcher. So I got the Yamato in torpedo range. Send one rack his way, and I'm going to stagger and send a second rack his way. And then I'm just going to avoid this island. Ooh, I guess I didn't get enough sleep last night. Sorry about my yawn. All right. Really, we're just waiting on our torpedoes to reload. There is the Le Fantasque. He is up and visible. I do not know if maybe that blue ship right there in Bravo is shooting at him. These torpedoes spread out a little more than I would like, but I think we're going to get at least a couple of torpedo strikes on the Yamato. There is two, and he is flooding. So I think we'll just let that sleeping dog lie for a little bit. Although we are coming up on a torpedo reload. All right, so briefly spotted, we move away. He is still flooding out, and he's being shot at, and somebody else finishes him off. All right, we're cool. We're just trying to help our team win. I was grinding this a little bit over the Thanksgiving Day weekend, trying to get you guys a cracking gameplay. Unfortunately, for whatever it's worth, these tier 7 ships, don't think we're going to be having any luck there. Tier 6, definitely the Kraken sweet spot for me in the Japanese line. Tier 7, came close with the Akizuki on Friday. Uh, this will not be a Kraken gameplay in this ship. We did launch, I think that's a Conqueror. We did a close spread and a wide spread, trying to cover our possibilities there in terms of his maneuvering. Friesland moving in here about 11 kilometers away. The left-hand house was already killed. We get a couple of torpedo strikes, three torpedo strikes on the counter, and he is flooding. And we get a dev strike for our first kill, and we're over 100,000 damage. So, like I said, my best damage game just short of 170,000. I'm sure there are games well over 200 in this ship. If you don't have particularly aware enemies, um, you know, it's a very, very powerful destroyer and it has great damage potential. All right, I think I launched one rack of that Azuma and trying to get in range to launch my second one. It's this Yamato who's maneuvering. Both the Azuma and the Yamato appear to be taking some sort of evasive maneuvers, which does not bode well for my torpedoes, but that is what it is. And so we never went into Alpha, and we never capped Alpha because of the enemy presence there. And Bravo has too many enemy ships for me to try that. Here's the Friesland. We are going to shoot at him a little bit. That may sound crazy. The Kagero has a very similar turret and gun arrangement to the Hatsuharu. So you get a twin turret in the front, a twin turret in the rear, and a single turret in front of the rear twin turret. I have no idea who thought that was a good way to arrange the guns. So we can't really stop the Friesland as it flips the Bravo cap. And we're not really trying to move to contact the Friesland either. All our torpedoes missed on the enemy ships. So we're just kind of kiting away. I feel pretty strongly that the Friesland could smash us if we had moved to contact him, even though we have a significant hit point lead. So I'm just, oh, great. I'm getting disconnected. Just like the Hatsuharu game. Shocker. All right. None of that happened when we were away. In fact, nothing happened when we were away. Um, except the Friesland got killed by somebody. And obviously, I've no idea how that happened. Yamato is about to die. I'm not even going to bother launching torpedoes. He does die. So they've got an aircraft carrier and a cruiser left. The cruiser is very far away. So even though they've had Bravo and Charlie pretty much interrupted since we took our hiatus, we have a huge lead because we've been killing all their ships. So I just don't believe that this is a good way to leave things, especially if the aircraft carrier is at the very back of the map or actively running away or over in the corner. I just, don't count on this to win out. by killing the other ships. So I feel it's important to go flip Bravo back and at least even it out in terms of earning. And on the other hand, we don't know what's going to happen with the cruiser up there in close proximity to our. I'm sorry, it's a battleship, and he did sink our battleship. So Grocer Kurfürst takes out the friendly Grocer Kurfürst. So I think at this point it's imperative I at least flip Bravo, and that's what we're going to do. And so the Kagero, I mean, which way do I prefer it? I actually prefer it with the base commander. I prefer it with fully packed, and I prefer it with an extra torpedo reload booster and an extra speed boost. But at the end of the day, your mileage may vary. If 300 meters concealment and a couple of smoke screens is worth the trade off for torpedo reload booster, then you be my guest. Conceivably, you could also run this without a smoke generator and a single torpedo reload booster. I want to say maybe it's two. Maybe we will look in the port. Maybe we won't. I don't remember. So I think it's two, and then you have three if you use the base commander. So to me, if you want to create damage, and you're not trying to be seen either way, so I would use the base commander and fully packed and get three torpedo reload boosters and three engine boosts. All right, so we do cap out Bravo again, and we do launch at the gross curve first, although I'm not convinced that these are gonna hit him. So you see me maneuvering closer, try to get a better angle on my torpedoes. And as you can see, all of my teammates are moving towards Alpha and Bravo. So it looks like Charlie is going to remain in the hands of the red team. And I have not seen any fighter planes or bombers in so long. I have absolutely no idea where the aircraft carrier is. Maybe he's AFK, maybe he's letting his planes charge all the way back up. Who knows? I thought about shooting there and revealing myself, but I did not, and the Yamato takes out the last enemy battleship. All right, so using my radio direction finder, you can see one of my teammates doesn't know where the battleship is. The other one has a pretty good idea of where it is. I have a pretty good idea of where it is. Of course, now that I signal there, it readjusts, so good times. Although, if you are uh, a dirty player like I am, then maybe you would signal in the wrong place to get the other guys headed that way so you could take out the aircraft carrier. Huh, I'm not saying I've ever done that before. All right, so we're just cruising through the water. You can see here, you are faster than the Akizuki by about 4.5 knots when you don't have your speed boost going on. Here's the August von Parseval, probably, in my opinion, the best Tier 7 carrier. In fact, I think the German carriers, by and large, are the best. Although I will say, I think the British carriers, with their carpet bombing, are pretty good for going after destroyers. So we're just trying to get this guy in torpedo range. And he is attacking us, as I talked about earlier. Don't have a ton of AA on this ship. So we're just trying to maneuver to get the white indicator on our torpedoes in terms of the distance, and then we're going to launch. But this thing is being crushed by the ships behind me that have far more range than I do and far better shells to shoot ships with. We do get our speed boost and we hit it, and you can see, thankfully, we did that because we were able to dodge a torpedo bomber. Um, I honestly don't even remember if we get this guy in range. And he's still just getting absolutely lit up by my teammates. Um, More torpedoes coming in, and he gets taken out. And that endeth the match. All right, so we're getting some milestones here. We ended up with devastating strike metal, 107,000 total damage. And there we are at the top of the board, 3040 base XP in the Kagero. See the rest of the numbers here. Probably a lot of that base XP comes from the solo base caps and the cap defended flags. Only have 5 torpedo strikes. I personally have had way more damage in a game than this. I just didn't have the scoreboard result that I wanted. So there it is. Especially down tier, I'm very happy with that. Um, and I hope you are too. And if you are, you can hit that like button. Uh, because we got disconnected, we have to go back into the port the roundabout way. I don't think I was really understanding what was going on there. All right, so here we are. We use aiming systems mod 1, propulsion mod 2, concealment system mod 1, and torpedo launcher mod 3. The Kagero is fully upgraded, been fully upgraded for quite some time. All right, smoke generator, as you can see, engine boost. And we got that common battle booster for speed. We had to make our own permanent camo because there wasn't a standard camo available. And we got the early adopter flag. And like I said, you could swap that smoke generator out for the torpedo reload booster. And I think we're going to do that here. But as you can see, you only get one if you do that. All right, 13,590 hit points with our build. Got those 3 twin 127 turrets, 10.6 kilometer firing range, 7.5 second reload, 15-second turn time. HE shells do 1,800 damage with a 7% fire chance. The AP shells do 2,200 damage. So definitely not a gunboat. 2 quad launchers reload in 66.4 seconds. They do 21,963 damage, 10-kilometer range at 71 knots, and the detectability is 1,700 meters. So really poor AA defense. Main battery is not dual purpose, doesn't count as AA. Maneuverability 38.2 knots, 640-meter turning circle, 2.7 rudder second rudder shift time, and concealment 4.7 on the surface, 2.6 from the air, 2.5 when firing in smoke. Here's our commander, Reizo Tanaka. Pretty standard skill selection for him in a sneaky torpedo boat. Of course, you could always use this guy if you wanted and get some torpedo reload booster going on there. So you get 2 if you do that and you're running fully backed. And I think we're going to cut right here to some game footage in a second where, oh, you get an extra uh, speed boost as well. There's the difference. Your torpedoes reload about 11 seconds longer. They do 1,000 less damage, and they're about 4 knots slower. Your maneuverability takes a hit. Your